Without further ado, I would like to invite to the stage our next speaker, Burcu, Onaranel, Erten. Bravo!
Did I say it right? I hope. 11 years ago, it was my first time visiting Poland, so that's when I learned how to say hi in your language. Have you ever judged someone and then ended up doing the same thing? That's what I did. 11 years ago, I was a human resources specialist in an international company, and I never understood what brand specialists did or professional life coaches. I even didn't understand why they existed as jobs. Today, I am standing in front of you, not doing what I once judged, but owning a business around it. How about that? I know I'm standing between you and lunch. You want to go to the lunch, skip this part, but let's make this session out of it. Like, let's make the most out of it. We have 44 minutes, 18 seconds. Let's stand up. Let's give a high five to 5 people in the room. It will be hard for you to find 5 people, but you will find. Let's do it. You can give a high five to me. I deserve a high five. And then when you're done, go back to your seat. And I want you to give a huge high five to the most important person in this room. Not me, you. I want you to give a huge five to yourself because you made halfway through the first day. Congratulations! Before I get into the Code of Authentic Branding, let's remember what branding is. What is a brand? It is what you think about a person, company, or a product. Since we are here creating personal brands, talking about personal brands, it is what people think about you when you're not in the room. So we can think about anything about Ilona, Michael. Right now, we have their brands in our mind already. So you have yours as well. So let's move to this quote that I love and embody. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel. This is a quote by poet Maya Angelou. Even though it's an amazing quote, I'm sure many of you heard of it before, it is missing something very crucial. And that is you. It's important how you make other people feel about you and your brand, but you are the first. Like how people say, let's have a coffee first. You first. It's important how you feel about yourself and your brand before trying to influence others. We will go through the code of authentic word. Don't worry, all letters attached to each other, so it's easy to remember. Let's start with the A. Elena mentioned that feelings are important, that you need to ask your leaders, your employees how they feel. So it's important how you feel. Our first letter stands for alignment. You have to be aligned with your brand and yourself. You have to feel good about you first. And that is something we forgot doing this recently. We forget to look within and feel how we feel. You might be thinking, what is she talking about? We are here to learn some marketing strategies or branding strategies, and she's talking about feelings? What is that? Yes, because as a speaker, entrepreneur, or coach, or whatever you do, as a person, you want to create a brand that stands out in your field. And that starts with how you feel about yourself. And then express it to the people. If I feel not good about me and my brand, I would be standing here like this, maybe as a victim, like the speaker mentioned. And I wouldn't be an influencer for you or inspire you in any way. You have to feel good about yourself first, and then create your brand around it. This is my favorite one, unapologetic. And it is hard in our century too. It's hard to stand and own who you are and be unapologetic of it. Let's look at this one. You are your brand. And I was probably with something like that sheep. I was a black sheep in my family, and probably that colorful sheep. Maybe you're feeling like that too in your workplace or in your culture, your country, or your relationship. You are your brand when you are in a business meeting. You are also your brand when you're drinking your coffee or at the grocery store. You walk with your brand all the time, with the dress you have, with the tonality you have, your energy. My story began with me finally owning who I was, the black sheep I was, and being unapologetic of my true potential and creating a business around it. Like I mentioned, 11 years ago, my first visit to Poland. I was a human resources specialist. Let's think this is my 11 years before my origin. I was working in an international company. I had a car, I had friends, I was making good money, and I had a loving family. But inside of this kind of bubble, I was stuck. I wasn't feeling good about myself. I didn't feel the life I was living was mine. I didn't feel belonged to. And feeling like a black sheep is not a good feeling. Maybe you have that memory, you can feel me more. And I started searching, I started soul searching what's wrong about me, how I can own who I am, and how I can be happy, how people can be happy. We all search for happiness, don't we? We seek for joy, we want to be successful, and we want to continue living in that way. So I found a great tool, NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming. If you never heard of it, it is a tool, a proven tool that helps you to understand how your mind works, and more, how you can manage your thoughts and change your life. It is basically your neurons can be programmed with the linguistic, with your language. I will get into it more, but for now, just know that that tool changed my life and have me create my own authentic brand and business around it. And at Joy, my company that is based in the United States, California, we have number one rule, and that is being unapologetic of who you are and what you do as a person or a professional. Do you know him? Yep. Cyril Junior Dim, 2022 Toastmasters World Champion of Public Speaking. Why is he here? Because when he was competing from Poland, but on the finals he wore his traditional clothes. He has his own authentic brand, and he owns it. He's not apologetic about it. He owns it and shows it. And you have your brand as well. Here is a fun exercise for you to try. Not after the party. I want you to try this when you have a good sanity and you have a good mind. Ask few people that you can trust who can be honest with you. Don't do this with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or spouse, or your mom. Ask a couple people who are truthfully tell you the truth, who dare to tell you the truth, like our motto. Ask them, answer this question. What do you think about me? When you hear my name, Burcu, when you hear your name, what comes to your mind? Tell me 3 words. When you collect those answers from people you asked, put them on a piece of paper or Excel sheet and look at them. If those answers match with how you want to be seen, heard, remembered by people. If it matches with what you want, that's great. You're on the right path. But if it doesn't match, what are you going to do? You're going to go to those people again and ask them, what made you think I am this and that? How did I make you feel in this way? They can tell you colors, or maybe they can recall a song when they hear your name. They will list a few words. And I recommend you to do this every year or every quarter to see how you're doing with your personal brand. We are already on the 3rd letter, T. Transcendent. I judged brand specialists, marketers, and professional life coaches. And I'm doing that for the past 8 years. What I did was I used my expertise and energy to create the work that I do. Why energy is there? You might be thinking she started talking about feelings and being unapologetic, and now energy. Are we in a retreat or what? I'm a spiritual coach. I'm a spiritual person, and I believe in the energy. And I wasn't planning to say this, but let me share a magic that just happened this morning. I have a person sitting here, and for her to be able to come here was a true magic. But what was in that story is we believed and we put our energy to make it happen. Even if it seems impossible, it could happen with the energy we have. You all have that energy. So what differentiates you in your authentic branding is your energy. Because if you think about your work equals to your expertise and energy, right? If you just take off the energy and think of you're a speaker and you speak about, let's say, coaching skills. You can find so many people on LinkedIn or Google, right, with the same topic, and there's no difference. But your energy creates your audience and your authenticity. So you want to bring your energy. That's why how you feel about yourself is so important, and owning who you are unapologetically is so important. H. Matthias mentioned storytelling. He delivered a great presentation, and it is about stories, sharing stories. We love stories. We are born and raised with stories, and still as adults, we love to hear them. Commercials tell us stories, books, movies. But what happens is, as entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, that I've worked over the past 8-9 years, I found that they tend to be afraid to share their story, their failures. But it is what made them who they are today. So sharing your story is so important for you to create an authentic brand. And why I picked the word authentic? What do you think? Why authentic and not special? Authenticity, if you look at the meaning, it is a word that doesn't have copy in it. There's no fake. It's a genuine energy. It is your true self, your authenticity. People will go and tell you, oh, you shouldn't do that. You can't do that. You're a professional. You can't have a brand color pink. I guess you can have. Or you can't laugh a lot. It will even make you a simple person. That were the changes I faced when I was in my corporate world. I wanted to have pink nails, but my boss told me, oh, you can't have that, you shouldn't. You're doing recruitment, you're facing with people all the time. You have to have like a brand. It's black or blue, dark blue. Those are the colors corporate allows you to have, right? Not pink. Pink is childish. I don't think so. I love pink. Don't you love pink? So you want to have that energy that you own who you are, no matter what others think about you. OPO stands for other people's opinions. You want to eliminate that in your life. If you want to live a different life, I'm sure you are, because you're here still. You didn't skip this session, so you want to have a different life. You want to make a difference. And you have your why. And that's our next letter, your why. Evolving. I just love this word by itself. Evolving. It has this inspirational energy in it. It's evolving, changing for better. And that is your why. You've been sitting enough without interacting, so I want you to turn your neighbor and share your why. But I don't accept why you're here. Why you're here, that's my question, but I don't accept this answer. I'm here to just check out the speakers, maybe judge them, how they speak or cannot. Or I'm here, just I don't have anything to do. I want you to tell your neighbor, the core why you have. Maybe you want to make a difference in your child's life. Maybe you want to inspire people and make them better people. Maybe you want to train people like Elena does. You have a deeper why within you, and that moved you here. That moved my friend here from Warsaw, finishing her meeting and just getting on a train, the last ticket, and be here. There is a deeper why you all have, because you wouldn't be sitting here and you wouldn't be a member of Toastmasters. Why are you a member of Toastmasters? You can just take a speaking training for 1 day or 1 hour and you will be done. Because you want something else. You want to connect. You want a community. So think deeper and share your why with your neighbor. I'll give you 1 minute. Share your why. Why are you here? You can share it with me if you want. You don't have a neighbor? Tell me. And what's your name? Thank you. Thank you, Matthias. I am in it. I am in my why. My why is to make a difference in people's lives and help them to go to the next level, a better person, better wife, better co-worker, better person, and then we can make this world a better place with no war, no violence. It starts with us. That's why I always go with the feelings. If you feel good, we don't think about hurt someone, or we don't think about just fake it or judge. Sorry, that is my why. I guess we are mostly done. And if anybody wants to share, I want to hear. Everybody wants to hear. If you want to share your why. Any volunteers? You feel like you're sharing. You be looking at me. Up to you, or both.
So my why was to come here to find my why.
Okay, that is good. And you come up to stage as well, so you're on it. You're working on it. You were on the stage, so you're working on it.
Do you need to come again?
No, no, not now. Thank you for sharing. Let's move. We have one more. Perfect. Yes, my new friend. I can't tell his name. Franik. Okay. Okay, now he's even coming to the stage to share his why. Can we have applause? Yes. Amazing. What is your why?
Okay, so my why is, firstly, I will quickly introduce myself. I'm a 19-year-old student. I'm at Toastmasters since half of the year, and my why is to develop myself as quickly as I can. As my father mentioned in the past, Franek, take all advantages you can, because you're young and now you can develop as quick as nobody around you. So my why is to develop myself. I even don't know what I am going to be in 5 years, but I know that the skills I'm training here, this opportunity to stand on the stage, will be positive skills about my future. That's my why.
Amazing. A big applause. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. And during Elena's presentation, he and I were peers, and he asked what I was doing in his age. And I told him, when I was 19, I couldn't speak in front of people. I was so shy, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even raise my hand, even if I knew the answer of a question. And he was like, really? Yes. So you can change, you can evolve. And I really, truly want to congratulate you to do this at your age, because I was definitely a victim at your age. So congratulations. And Neuro-Linguistic Programming. I first want to ask, does anybody know what this is? Okay. Perfect. So I don't have to go deeper, you already know. But this tool changed my life. How I was thinking about myself and others around me. First, let me tell why this is important. It is important for you to connect with your audience. And I will share 2 powerful words with you that can change your life from the minute you start eliminating them from your life. And I need my cup of coffee for the first word. Our first word is try. Do you try word in your life? Do you use it? I am trying to lose weight. I am trying to improve myself. I am trying to be better. Even my body and my tonality changes when I use try. And now watch me. I'm trying to drink this cup of coffee. I'm trying. It seems so simple. What's going to happen when I change try to something else? It changes your life tremendously. Versus, I am drinking this cup of coffee. Tastes good. So when you do instead of try, your neurons starts to get in action. Like I said, our neurons are programmed by our language. So you can tell them what you want them to do. If you're telling them, I am losing weight, even if you're not losing, you can fake it. Because when you say, I am losing weight, then your neurons will be like, okay, she's losing weight. She's not trying now. She's losing, so we better do something. So that's how it happens up there. It's true. That's what happens with your neurons. They start to connect each other and try to find a way to make it happen, whatever you want to do. If you change try to I am doing, I am working, it's happening, it changes everything, and it starts with your neurons. So you can fake it in that way because it helps you to find a way. There's a saying in English, when there is a will, there is a way. So that's what happens with your neurons, with your language. It is so powerful. And another word, my favorite one, and probably boss's or husband's favorite one, or mom's even better. You should lose weight. Let's keep the example. You should lose weight. You should call your husband. You should call your boss. You should do this. You should do that. Should. Don't shoot on you. Don't shoot on you. That's how you can remember. Because when you should on you or someone, it makes you feel like there is a power over you, like a God, and telling you what to do. You should do this. You shouldn't wear a pink jacket. You shouldn't do that. Who are you? There is no one can tell you what to do, even your boss or your husband or whoever, because you have a choice. You as a human being, as an authentic human being, you have a choice to live your life beyond your dreams. So what you do, instead of shooting yourself, you can change should into I choose to. I choose to finish my presentation. I choose to meet my boss. I choose to lose weight. I'm doing it for me, not for someone. When you say choose, everything changes, and now you're in control all of a sudden. Even if you're not, even if you have to do, even if you should call your husband, let's say, still say, I choose to call him because I love him. Or I choose to do it for my boss because I own my work. It changes your motivation. It changes everything. So that's Neuro-Linguistic Program power. T. You wouldn't think inside of the box with all the letters we covered, right? To be able to create an authentic brand, you can't stay in the box. Like I didn't stay here 11 years ago here, remember? I didn't stay in my stuck life where I couldn't breathe. I thought differently. You have to think and act beyond norms. What I was told here 11 years ago as a 23-year-old girl, now I feel old, they told me, when you finish university, you should get a job. When you get a job, you should find a husband. When you find a husband, you should get a child. And then it just goes and on and on. And it's a universal rule, especially for women. We have so many expectations from people, and we feel like we need to fit in that happy life frame. And I didn't want to. Like, I can't say his name. Frank, I will go Frank. Like Frank shared, he doesn't know what he wants to do in 5 years from now. And I didn't know, and I didn't want to just find somebody and get married and have a child. I didn't know who I was. So I started thinking outside of the norms, and I had to take a huge risk to own myself. I moved to Los Angeles from Turkey without knowing anyone, without knowing the language, without speaking the language, and not having a job. I was so lost in my life. But I was also a person who doesn't want to stay in the norms. So I had to do that. But I don't want you to move across the country just to find yourself or create your authentic brand. There's an easy way, I didn't know, but I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I moved. And within 3 years, I was able to do it. I was able to learn the language, create my business, and started working with amazing entrepreneurs, speakers, and coaches almost a decade now. And I love working people around the world. So whatever you want, whatever is inside of you, you are maybe thinking to find your why, it's in you. You know what it is. You just have to tap into it. You just have to tap into your creativity and own what you feel. Identity. You have to invest in you and your brand. And I'm not talking about money here. Investment in you is about you setting boundaries between yourself to your coworker, your boss, or your spouse, your friends, because you want to protect your energy. You want to protect your authenticity and really look within. Remember our first letter. I hope you didn't forget. You have to own your feeling first before you try to impress others, inspire others. So you have to create some boundaries and invest in yourself. Like you might want to have time with you. I have a very fun and touching exercise. You can read it on my website or watch a video on YouTube. It's called the coffee o'clock. You time. And it's so simple, but yet powerful. You just have to have a space with yourself, with your favorite hot drink, and you just need to be in the moment. Feel how you feel, and own how you feel. Don't escape to do something else. I know we have endless to-do lists, and we want to jump into it when we wake up. But when you wake up, take a pause. Even the computers we are using right now, they take time to open, right? When you turn it on, it doesn't just come and start working. It takes time. So our brain, Neuro-Linguistic Programming teaches this us, our brain is like a computer, like the iPhone we have. We have apps, we have beliefs, and it takes time to settle down and to have the clarity. So if you want to have a peace of mind, a good sanity, you need to invest in yourself and your brand, because you're your brand, you know it, and you're going to do the exercise. Our last letter. Can you tell these letters we covered, A, U, T, all of them takes courage to do. It takes courage to express yourself, give a feedback, give a speech, share your feelings, share your story. It takes courage to do everything we taught. And why we have 3 C's here, I couldn't just eliminate one of them because they're all so important. We have to own all of them. Consistency is also another key for your authentic brand success. I just said to you, you're your brand when you're at the grocery store. You're your brand when you are on the stage. When you are with your friends, your spouse. You are your brand every time you live. You're living with your brand, with your authenticity. So you have to be consistent in everything you do, your energy, your tonality, how you dress up, how you show up. You bring your energy everywhere. And celebration. Remember when we started this speech, I have you wake up and give high five to each other. And there was a song, right? It was like a celebration mood we had. Because what happens is, with the celebration energy, joy, it creates this vibration that is positive. It attracts more positivity. And that's what you want to do. Even your small success, even if you don't know your why or how you want to be, how you're going to be a better person, you still want to celebrate yourself. That's why I congratulate you already, because you already are halfway for the first day, and you're here, you showed up. You could have just stayed home, watched Netflix. If you have an off day today, you could have done that. Or you wouldn't be a member of Toastmasters. Toastmasters takes courage too. You get up, you speak, you do table topics, you become Toastmaster, and you feel uncomfortable, but it creates your own authentic brand. So you want to celebrate and own everything you do. With the failure you had, with the mistake you had, things happen in life. But you still want to celebrate life because you're alive. I don't want to share sad stories, but there are so many people suffer and so many people have hard time to make a living, or they have heart disease. If you're here and alive, you're already one step further than people, and you want to celebrate your life because you have only one. I hope we have more, but nobody knows if you're going to come back here again. I'm just so happy to be back to Poland after 11 years. I had this connection here, but I didn't know that one day I would come here as a speaker and having a business and speak fluently in English, because when I first came, she knows, I was like looking at people, not really understand, not really speak. So before I have my last slides, and we have 7 minutes left, so great, lunch is soon. I want to ask if anybody has questions. Do you dare to ask a question? Do you dare to create your authentic brand? I want to give you space to you right now to ask any questions you might have about your branding or energy or whatever I talked. If you have any questions, you can ask. There's a microphone over there.
No one is starting. I just want to say that you're like an absolute beautiful human being, and I have a huge privilege to know you. And your heart is as big as your spirit is strong, and you're just an amazing person. I'm happy to know you for such a long time, and I'm happy that you take an opportunity to listen to Burcu today.
She's gonna make me cry. Love you too. Thank you. Look at you. Yes, you, yes. Remind me your name, please.
Hello, thank you. Unfortunately, I can't look at myself without a mirror right here, so I'll have to use my imagination. Yes, my name is Ignas. Very nice to
Ignas, thank
listen to you. And I had a question because of this whole inspiration that you're bringing here to us. How did that transition to Los Angeles happen in the first place? Could you please share more? What happened? How did you end up there? And what did you do, maybe?
Sure, yes. I didn't mention it because I didn't want it to be about me because it's about you today, but I will share, of course. I'm happy to share. It is with the training I took, Neuro-Linguistic Programming and coaching training. There are so many deep exercises, and within the exercise, I found what I really want in my life, and that was to become international motivational speaker, own a business, and living in the US. And when I had this dream, let me go back again, I was in my corporate world, not speaking English, not knowing anyone, and not sure what to do. But I found that in that training. That is how powerful neuro-linguistic programming and coaching is. I found that dream, and I was already feeling lost, right? I was already miserable, and I had nothing to lose. I had my savings, and I just found a school, language school, in Los Angeles. And why I went to Los Angeles was also because of neuro-linguistic programming, because NLP was born in Los Angeles. Richard Bandler and John Grinder founded years ago, and I wanted to learn more. I became hungry to learn more, because if I had that change in just few weeks of training, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to learn it in English, and I wanted to do this internationally, so I had to learn English at some point. So I took that huge risk to move to US and learned English, and I met amazing people, and I created a business around it. So that's how it happens. And of course, Los Angeles has this Angels City vibe, right? It's a city, it's a country where dreams come true. It really is. It's a free country. It has so many inspirational vibe around you, and the people I've met was amazing. So that was the story. Thank you for asking. One more. Yes, we can have one more.
How did you choose the colors for this slide?
How did I choose?
The colors.
The colors. Because I love pink. I still do. My father hated me to like pink when I grew up. He expecting me to give up pink, but I just couldn't help myself. And I see Oots also love pink. So I love, like, I want one of your t-shirts. And when I saw when we had the invitation to speak here, when I saw the branding, and I'm like, this is my place. I am taking this train and going there, even though it was 16 hours to get here for me. But I get it. So, people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But they will never forget how you made them feel. And your feelings are the essence of your authenticity, the core of who you are. Embody them fully, for they hold the power to transform your life and the world around you. I'm going to say it again. Embody your feelings fully, because they hold the power to transform your life and the world around you. And if you like to connect, I'm happy to connect.